I'm a little bit excited because this is the first video in my new place. It may look a bit familiar because all the stuff is the same, but it's just in a new room. Oh, but I am feeling very good because most of my moving related tasks are over. The big ones anyway. And I can start putting my energy towards other things, like making this video and reading. And I also have my first batch of sourdough on the go in this new house. And I'm just getting settled in. As you can see behind me, my bookshelves are empty. They will be unpacked soon. I'm very excited to do that, but I need to be very confident in the layout of this room because once the books go on, they're not moving. Those shelves are not moving, so it'll be one of the last bits. But those books, you can't really see them, but they're all in boxes here, are really the last things I need to unpack. But that is kind of good. That is good for a few reasons. It's good because I have not finished all of the books that I set aside for myself to read during this time. I wasn't expecting to finish them all. I don't feel like I'm behind or anything, but where's my paper? Has been really fun reading from this small selection of books. If you don't know, before I packed up all my library, I took out, how many? I took out 16 books that I left to the side so that I would have something to read in between packing up my library and unpacking my library. I have found that I really liked this small pile. It felt like a very achievable goal. And because of that, it made me want to read more. I thought I can finish this. This isn't that many. It's not the hundreds that are normally on the shelf that seem to go on forever in a good way. But having this specific selection, I found pushed me to read more, which was a delightful surprise I wasn't expecting. I thought I was going to get bored with my selection. That did not happen. At least it hasn't happened yet. There's been enough choice, or there's been something in the pile I've wanted to start reading every time I go to pick a book. So that's been good. I also noticed I was playing this weird mind game with myself where I was averting my gaze from the pile. I wouldn't really look at it. I kind of wanted to forget the books that were in the pile, so that every time I had to go pick out a new book, it was like a surprise. Which is kind of silly, but I enjoyed it. I went back and watched my original video, which I'll link below, because I had to refresh my memory on the books that I had already read from this pile, because as I was reading them, I would just pop them in a box and pack them. So I still have the unread ones in a nice little stack, but not the red ones. But I thought we could go over them, and I'll give you a little update on where I'm at. So the pile was originally 16 books, and of those 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've read 6. Not bad. Medium. Okay, so I read Dubliners by James Joyce. I just finished Mythos by Frye. One of the books I selected was a collection of Christina Rosetti's poems. I didn't read the whole thing, but I had taken it out, or I had picked it because I needed to read Goblin Market. So I read Goblin Market and I thought, I'm going to pack this one. That's all I wanted from that book for the moment. So I read Goblin Market. I also read The Introduction to Christian Mysticism by Jason M. Baxter. I read L'étranger by Albert Camus. And I read The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. The next category is books I'm in the middle of, which is only 2 at the moment. But Don Quixote by Cervantes is really big, and I read multiple books at the same time and go through it, but I've been really trying to prioritize this and get through it, because I think if I slow down too much, I'm gonna lose steam and I'll kind of forget what's going on. But I am really enjoying this. I'm actually a hefty chunk of the way through. I have 200 pages left. So honestly, pretty good, pretty good. And then for a little delightful treat when I'm in the mood, I have been reading Cranford by Gaskell in this delightful little edition. And I'm about halfway through this one. Oh, so I imagine I'll finish those two before I unpack my library, but you never know. You never know. Okay. Now let's go over the ones that are still in the pile. We have The Personal Heresy by C.S. Lewis, Macbeth, Shakespeare, Bonhoeffer's Letters and Papers from Prison, The Problem of Pain by C.S. Lewis, oh, I'm just gonna cry. Anne of Avonlea by Ella Montgomery, The Forge of Christendom by Tom Holland, J.R.R. Tolkien by Tom Shippey, a biography, and Planet Narnia by Michael Ward. So this here is the stack I still have yet to read. Pretty hefty, but oh, I'm still very keen to read all these books. It feels like I have mostly nonfiction in this pile. Like, I know I like fiction more, but I hadn't realized I had favored this pile so heavily. I have really been enjoying this. That is the update. I probably at least have a week still for sure with my books in boxes. So we'll see how much I read with then. It could be longer. It could be longer, but I'm really enjoying this. I've kind of tried to do this sometimes for myself, but I never follow through on my pile. So being forced to follow through on the ones I've selected because they're my only option has actually been really nice. There's been many times when I've been reading something and then reading the book I've been reading makes me think of another book that I want to read next, but it's one that's packed away. And often I would like just go for that one, which is great too. I love reading that way. But I don't know, it's been interesting to read from this list. Anyway, that's all for now. Just wanted to give you a little update. I still feel a little limited on the videos I can make because all my books are packed away, but I'll think of something, I'm sure. It's been so nice to talk to you in my new house. I hope you are well. I'm gonna go. I feel like my eyes can't focus, and I'm not sure why that is. So if I look dazed, that is why. But I will talk to you very soon. I hope you have a lovely day. Go read a book. Enjoy the fall leaves.